Next is ionic or electrovalent bond. All of you know about this one, this kind of bond there, electrovalent bond. I think all of you know. Yes, last in the ninth class, all of you have read about this electrovalent bond. What is an electrovalent bond there? When an atom, just we recall it there. Suppose when an atom loses an electron and another atom gains an electron, and in that case the bond which is formed between these two atoms is called as this is called as electrovalent bond. Here electrovalent bond is quite a different. Here we are going to study about the proper things about the electrovalent bond there, along with the structures of the Lewis, along with the Lewis structure also there. See, all of you know that metal have the tendency to lose the electron and non-metal have the tendency to gain the electron. Let us take an example of sodium chloride again. See, sodium having the electronic number 11 and its electronic configuration will be 281. Similarly, chlorine having 17 and its electronic configuration is 287. Now both of them want to have become what they're stable. In that case, one can lose the electron, another can gain the electron over there. So in case of sodium what does it do? It is better to gain 7 electron, it is better to lose 1 electron there. So sodium have the tendency to lose 1 electron. So after losing an electron, it is having what the electronic configuration 28, means now its outermost shell is having 8 electron. And what about the chlorine there? It is having 288. After gaining 1 electron, it is having what there? 288, means the outermost shell electron is having 8 electron now. Now in this case, what we have seen there, now look at here. Now sodium is having how many? 11 proton, 11 electron and 11 neutron over there. After we know that neutron is having no charge, means it can be no effect there, but this proton is having positive and electron is having negative. After losing 1 electron, now total here how many? Now 11 proton and 10 electron. Now total what there? Plus 1 charge will be carried over what there? Sodium atom. Okay. Similarly, here if we are talking about chlorine is having 17 proton, 17 electron. Now after gaining 1 electron, proton remains the same, but the electron becomes what there? 18. Now here total will be how much there? -1. Now overall charge or develops here what there? -1. Now after developing this charges there, are you able to understand then? However, how the charge came over there? After losing 1 electron, here having 11 proton and 11 electron. After losing 1 electron, here how much remaining there? 10 electron. 10 electron means 11 proton minus 10. How much the charge remaining there? Plus 1 charge remained over there. In case of chlorine, 17 proton and 17 electron will be there. After gaining 1 electron, it is having what there? -1 charge over there, because an extra electron will be present over there. So in that case, it is gaining plus positive charge and it is having what there? -1 charge. Now positive charge and negative charge. See, now the thing happens over there. After this losing and gaining electron, up till now there will be no bond formed in between them. Now after the losing and gaining of electron, they developed a charge over there, positive charge and negative charge. Now this positive charge, and all of you know this one, positive charge and negative charges always what they will attract each other. Now after the formation of this positive cation and the negative anion, they will tend to attract each other and form a bond over there, and that is called as NaCl. Are you able to understand there? Till that, up till now there, what we can say, when they are losing the electron or gaining the electron, till that no bond has been formed. By losing and by gaining the electron, no bond has been formed. Bond only formed after losing, they are gaining a positive charge, and after losing they are gaining positive charge, and after gaining the electron they are they are having what is negative charge, and by this positive and negative they will form a force of attraction between them, and they will form a compound over there. So this is the ionic or the electrovalent bond. I think all of you know about it because last year you studied about this electrovalent bond. Now we'll see along with the what we can say our electron dot structure. See, sodium atom, as all of you know, outermost shell, how many electron? 1 electron. Plus what is the chlorine? Outermost shell is having how many? 7 electron. 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. Okay now what happened? This electron will be given to which one there? Chlorine. Okay after this giving of chlorine after this giving of electron to chlorine, now sodium atom acquires a which kind of charge? That is positive charge. And chlorine atom acquires a which kind of charge? That is negative charge. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and it is having negative charge. Now after this they will form a bond that is called NaCl. Clear? This is the electron dot structure notation there, by which you can show the bonds over there. Now it is also called, it is formed between metal and non-metal, and it is also called as electrovalent compound or the ionic compound. And whatever the number of electron donated or what we can say donated or accepted, that will be called it as electrovalency. Here the electrovalency of sodium will be 1 and chlorine is also be 1. So that way is called the electrovalency of the elements over there. So next is about what are the conditions for the formation of the electrovalent bond. What are the things required for the formation of covalent bond? That is the first thing is what there. First condition for the formation of ionic bond, that is they are having low ionization potential, low ionization energy of what there? Low ionization energy of metals. Metal should have the low ionization energy. I think all of you studied in the first chapter. What do you mean by low ionization energy? The amount of energy required to take out an electron from the outermost shell. So that energy will be low for what their metals. Okay and for what their large electron affinity means the amount of energy liberated when an isolated gaseous atom accepts an electron there. So affinity would be large for what their non-metals. Okay and for ionization energy will be much more for the metals, much less for the metals there. Then third condition will be, one more thing is there should be a large electronegativity difference there. Electronegativity is one more term that we have studied in the last chapter there. Electronegativity difference among this metals and non-metals. If the electronegativity difference will be lesser than what we can say 1.7, then there will be a very difficult to form the ionic bond between the two elements over there. So this is all about what their ionic bond there. So next comes to about what the characteristics of this ionic bond. I will tell you about the physical state ionic bond. As all of you know, they are very hard since their bond what we can say their force of attraction is very much in between them, so they are hard solid there at the room temperature. Melting and boiling point should always be high. Okay their state will be, generally they are found in a which state? That is solid state. And their boiling point and what we can say melting point would also be boiling point and melting point would be large, because again the strong electrostatic force between the two elements there. Conduction of heat and electricity, that means they can conduct heat and electricity over there. Why? Because they are made up of what their ions, positive ion and the negative ion. When they dissociate in the solution there, in the solid state they does not allow heat and electricity to pass through them, but in case of when they dissolve in some solution there, or they can be dissociated into their ions, they have the tendency to allow the electricity to flow through them. Then solubility, they are soluble in water but do not dissolve in organic solvent. Dissociation is one more thing there. Dissociation is what there when they get dissolved in the water, they should be dissociated into their corresponding ions there. That is what their sodium ion and chlorine ion. When the salt dissolved in water there, it will give you what the sodium ion and chloride ion. So these ions, these are the charged particles. They should be present in what their solution. Means they should be dissociated into a charged particle, that is cation and the anion. Volatility means they should not be vaporizers because of the strong intermolecular force of attraction between them. And the another thing is rate of reaction, that is very much high in the case of electrovalent bond. Okay, then next we are going to study about which one there, the covalent bond.